Thank you very much, all my colleagues, for the presentation and expectation for research in this university and under different faculties, starting from the Vice Chancellor, who is also the Professor and Director of the Dr. S.K. Somaiya School of Commerce and Business Studies, and ending up now with Professor Nitin Desai, who is the Professor and Director of the School of Basic and Applied Sciences of the university. So, I congratulate each and every one of them. I appreciate their efforts. But of course, when I see the auditorium now, I think that this is not a trend. This cannot be, this is not desirable. This is, I think, we have to be ready. We have to be ready at least to sit in this hall till the discussions are over. It is very important, whether it be students or teachers. Of course, we talk about 170 teachers of the PhD in engineering college, and probably 60 teachers under the faculty of science, 70 in management studies, but I see just a few numbers here. That is not at all, acceptable. That's why I'm going to use the word. It is not at all acceptable. That it is very important that we should be proactive. Only when we are serious in academics, we will be able to get through. I was facing the music along with the deans today morning with a national committee, asking about what is the research we are doing, what is the publication you are bringing out. I was facing really the music actually for the 2 to 3 hours. So it is very important that we should definitely perform in research. Not just teaching, perform in research. Dr. Ramachandran has mentioned very clearly the 3 tracks. Those who do not want to research, teach, you can teach alone. Those who want to do research, be serious about it and try to do research. It cannot, of course, then Ganesh Devi mentioned, what was that he mentioned, do research only when you want.
You don't want to sleep.
Yeah, okay, so that is also very important. So there is no compulsion whatsoever. But of course, research, you have to select your track. You have to teach. You have to, if you can fully teach. If you are not inclined for research, there is no compulsion whatsoever. But you know, those who have done research, you have benefited out of it. You have all benefited out of those who have done research. We have benefited out of it. We are going to the conferences, we are getting that thing, this thing, just because of we have done research. Otherwise, we could have continued to be part of teaching only, and there are teaching colleges in this country in large numbers. We could have continued as teaching colleges. Now we are not teaching colleges or coaching institutions. We are a university, and research has to be an integral part. And the amount of funding which the management is marking for research is really commendable, but the amount of utilization is really lamentable. I think not even a very small percentage of the fund is getting utilized. Where is the problem? I think it is for the deans to identify it and then find a solution for that. It is not the dearth of resources in this university or in any university for that matter, which is probably hindering research. It is the lack of independent initiative. And you have to be ready to take independent initiatives for doing research. I mentioned in the morning, it is very important to retain the faculty who are inclined to research in this university. Therefore, we have to give a concrete framework I mean, concrete means it can definitely, when you say, I say concrete, it can be flexible also, but a definite framework, I mean definite only, a definite framework has to be given. Similarly, we have to, each department of the university, each research, each professor, he or she should bring at least a major fully funded research project to the university. And a professor, if he is not publishing in the university, a research professor, if he is not publishing or publishing a paper or bringing out a project, I think it's not, the name professor is not worth for him or her. I am in certain cases, I am very clear in saying that they do not deserve the name designation like that. So if you just look at professors across the university system in the whole world, you can see that it is the ultimate in academics, a professor designation. And therefore, we expect all the professors. That's why I asked Professor Ukkarande how many professors are there, how many. So it is all, probably we are transitioning ourselves, but we are transitioning. Boldly, we are trying to transition ourselves and transform ourselves into research. And youngsters are, hungry for research, the students. And of course, the country is also, as a whole, we are trying to support research in a very big way. I mentioned in the morning about the national missions. We were talking about national ammonia policy, green hydrogen policy, green ammonia policy, and the type of amount which is, yesterday I was supposed to be sitting in the ICT international conference. So I was just seeing how many students, for example, as hundreds of students were participating in that seminar, telling about their research, their responsibility and all that. And we need to make our presence felt in all such avenues. In all such platforms, we should make our presence felt. Unless and until we take a bold resolve to do that, it will not happen. For example, we just heard the different priorities you are going to have in different schools of the university. It's very good, and we should identify people, maybe youngsters or senior professors who can lead the thing. You have to create independent research groups. For example, in science, of course, we expect a lot of contributions from science, because if you just look at IITs and all that, IITs, their research contribution is coming maximum from the basic sciences. It is very important. So then we have all institutions. We have engineering institutions. We have humanities and social sciences. We have information technology. We have basic and applied sciences. We have agriculture research institute. There is growth. Large number. The ecosystem of this institution is very good, but we have to definitely act. We have to identify very specific areas. So based on this is a very good beginning. I am extremely glad that the deans have presented extremely well, very well prepared. They have presented their expectations, and now it is time for action. I think what we want, for example, within 1 month, I would definitely be after the deans to give me a framework, give me a project report as to how you are going to achieve some of these things in the next 5 years. And then in all these discussions of when we project all these things, whether it be a new area, you have to involve your own colleagues, right from the assistant professor level to the professor level. You have to involve them in the discussions when framing a particular project. And they have to be part and parcel, and not only the assistant professor, involve the bright research scholars also in the discussions for which you are going to do. And then, in addition to that, you should be able to bring very eminent people from all over the world to this university for discussion meetings, for conferences, for seminars and all that. Very eminent people. People are there. Nowadays, of course, you can do it online and all that, but people are ready to come to this institution. Now, we are just telling about an institution in Bombay. Industries are, this is the industrial and business capital. I don't want to repeat the very old word which I used in the morning, but you have to just look at it. Whether it be biotechnology industry, life science industry, pharmaceutical industry. India is known as the pharmacy of the world. How much we are doing in that. Maybe, what is that, API? What is the full form of API, doctors? What is that? Active pharma ingredients. No? In the API, I think we can do all our chemistry departments, chemistry colleagues can do a lot of things. In biology, the research is happening in biology. The maximum research is happening in biology, and of course artificial intelligence. All these things are very important. But artificial intelligence, technology, all these things are data analytics. All these things are important only when you create data. Did I mention it in the morning? I do not know. Data science, data analytics, all these things are important. But if there is no data, what is it that we're going to analyze? And the data has to be created by knowledge creation. Only when quality data is there, data analysis or data science has a future. Because now we have data, large number of data, but we have to continue to be producing more and much more data, and that is where we have to work. And then we have to attract large number of full-time, coming concretely to terms, a large number of full-time research scholars, and then each school has to say very clearly what is the physical requirement for the next 5 years for teaching, for doing research, all these things. What is the physical requirement? If you do not say that, I think everybody will take that we don't want, there is no need of, so nobody will come and thrust upon you the facilities. You have to say very clearly. Every teacher has to make it very clear to the head of the department, to the dean, their requirements in a very, very succinct way, very systematically. And then there will be definitely a compulsion from the dean also, and also from the management to support such research. This has to happen. And therefore, dialogue, regular discussions. Dr. Ramachandran mentioned that his research group meets almost every week. I think that is the usual thing. If in any teaching or research department, that's the usual thing. Not even every week, for example, if there is a small research group, almost every day for half an hour, without saying which hour, maybe for tea, they meet together and discuss. And at least monthly formal research meetings need to be conducted. So these are also probably the priorities and instruments by which we have to achieve these results. I think this is the beginning of the calendar year. I think let us make a new beginning with the new schools of teaching and research in this university, and promote research in a very significant way. And in the next ARM, there should be 200 full-time research scholars in this university. That is the thing. If you just look at the numbers and PhD guides of this university, there should be 200 full-time research scholars in this university in the next year. And forget about the money, and I will ensure that if you have 200 research scholars, all of them will be paid the research fellowship. We are struggling, and very rigorously, almost negatively, for getting full-time research scholars. It's a chicken and egg problem. Only when the students will come to this university, only when they see that there is somebody who is doing research, somebody who is going to guide research, somebody is going to make an impact in my academic life by guiding me properly. Only then research students will come. They will not come just like saying that we are going to give them 40,000 rupees or 45,000 rupees. Nobody will come. So that's why I mentioned it's a chicken and egg problem. We have to show that we have capabilities. That is why I have asked you to identify thrust areas of research. Thrust areas of research. And then maybe after 5 years, we should be able to say that the School of Engineering in this university is famous for research in these areas, 3 areas. If you want to do research in this area, go to the KJ Somaiya School of Engineering. If you want to do research in a specific area in management, go to this particular School of Management. That should be the brand we have to create in the years to come. I am at it. I think I want you all of you to be at it to achieve this target. Thank you very much. Once again, congratulations and best wishes. All the best for the new deans and the new schools and the directors of the schools for this initiative. And I think there is no dearth of resources in this university for doing things. That's the message I want to convey. Thank you very much, and let me wish you the very best in your endeavors.
Thank you, sir. Please, Pillai, sir, I request you be on the dais. No, there's a small memento in the form of a book that has to be presented. So since you're talking about research, it's a book.
I will receive the book and give it back to you because I have at least 5 copies of them.
No, please. No.
Thank you very much. I received
No.
the book and I give it to you. Do you have a copy of the book? Okay, you take it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. As Professor Pillai was rightly saying that the noise from outside is increasing, but in all these events, cultural events, which are necessary for the functioning of a university, the voice of research should not be lost. So thank you for battling to save that voice and ensure that that voice grows in strength year after year. We end our proceedings for the day, but we have 2 more days of annual research meet which will continue. So thank you for everyone, to every dean for presenting and dean academics for taking the initiative and the lead. Thank you.
Thank you everyone, and see you all tomorrow in the morning. 8 o'clock we have breakfast followed by the sessions.